everyone, my name is Okoyemi and you're welcome to my YouTube channel, Yemi Speaks. We talk about faith and lifestyle, and of course we are interested in your progress and your joy in the faith. If you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button and also click on the notification bell so that every time I put up a video, you will get notified. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So I have here Tosin. I don't know how to introduce her anymore because maybe she's my co-host. I introduced to you my co-host.
Hi everyone, good day. How you doing?
Yeah. All right. So today I'm very excited to have Tosin here because of what she's doing. She has finished cooking. This is no more cooking. It has been served very hot. All right, so basically the reason why we're doing this shoot is Tosin actually recently launched a book. Yeah, it's a devotional, but I'm not excited because exactly it's a devotional, or I'm not only excited because it's a devotional, but I'm actually excited because of the content of the devotional and the purpose of the devotional. And let me tell you why I'm very excited. So there are a lot of things that happen in the world, and it looks like people go through stuff and there is no support system, or people go through things and you rarely hear
there's no
manual. I mean, no matter the books that people write, actually there's nothing like your own personal experiences. But the truth is there is a good those written documents actually do. Like, I might be going through something and it's easier for me to go through them when I know that someone has experienced those things and is sharing with me, the things that, okay, why don't you do things like this? Or, it might not be exactly what the person has done to come out of it that I'm doing, but I know that, okay, there is a support somewhere, and just maybe, okay, I might go through my own experience, but there's a soft landing to it. And I'm going to let her to talk about the book, the purpose of the book, and I'm just going to be asking her some questions, and that's just how it's going to go. Nothing too serious.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so the title of the devotion is Waiting Together. It's a 14 days devotional for waiting couples. So what led to the devotional? I think really basically when the waiting season where I'm in, I was just looking for things to just materials. Actually, I know yes, there's the Bible there, but just something to just give you this kind of comfort that we are plenty in this market, that kind of you are not alone, and all of that. And really, we didn't get anything. But myself and my husband, we didn't get anything. So it just let's be reading the Bible and be confessing the word and all of that. But sometime last year, the Holy Spirit just laid it upon my heart, like right, okay, I think I was just reading the Bible really, and because I was going through a phase at the moment, and I was just reading the Bible. And when I read a particular Bible passage, and it just made sense, like, oh, this is how you can elaborate on. And I'm like, sir, can you answer my prayer point? Like, sir, answer my prayer point, and then we can start elaborating on what your word says about waiting for couples. Like, give me an evidence of this, and then we can. And somehow I think I just wrote like 1 or 2 days out of. I had plans of writing just 7 days. So I just wrote either 1 or 2 or so. Oh no, sorry, I didn't write any. I just wrote all the Bible passages down. Like, I just wrote day 1, day 2. I think I stopped at day 3. Just the Bible passages. Okay. I didn't write any this year. I just wrote Bible passage, like, okay, this
you were trying to do partial obedience.
Yes, like at least there's Bible passage there that maybe if I go back the Rema will come. But anyways, let's continue. So, and that was how somehow um I wrote down, okay, yes, I wrote down a lot of Bible passage actually. Like I had this journal that I just wrote down a lot of Bible passages. I'll just write a Bible passage, I'll leave like 2 pages, I'll write the next Bible passage, and then when the instruction came again that write a devotional for waiting couples, I was like, I thought this thing was a personal consumption something, you know, but after I struggled, I think I wrote like 3 or 4 days out of it. And it was when I attended a program, you know, an online prophetic section, La Peace, and the prophet, let me put it that way, was asking me that where is your book? And like, Emi Okowe, I did not write book, but I don't write any book. So like, she can see book, like, where is the book? There's something you need to write urgently, that is very urgent, you need to write it. And I think it was then and now, okay, may not be like say, you know, you are not obeying the Lord. You know, and that was when I now decided to just write. I wrote just 7 days, and then when I gave it to my dad to edit and he sent back the manuscript, the Holy Spirit said 7 days is small, extend it to 14. I'm like, guy, you should be grateful I wrote 7 days. Like,
we should be grateful that
you should be grateful, yes. So me, I say it the way it is in my heart. I'm like, guy, be grateful I wrote 7 days. That 7 days, if we should be doing party for me every, like, you ṣiṣẹ́ ta ni ó ṣe, you know. But my husband came back that day, was like, how far? I'm like, daddy has sent back the money. Why don't you extend this thing to like 14 days? And he just made, I'm like, okay, let me do 14 days. My wedding anniversary is 14th of May. The thing just, okay, the ginger just came. And I wrote it, and the testimonies have been wonderful. Like,
okay, all right, so before we get into the testimonies, yeah,
okay.
Or comment, or you know how, you know, since you released it, what's the purpose of the devotional? Yes.
Okay, so the devotional basically is just to help, support and encourage waiting couples, you know. And initially, when I started writing it, I was writing it for just waiting mothers.
Okay. You know, it's good that you mentioned that initially you write for waiting mothers. Particularly, I think one of the things why I like the book, because I've glanced through, I may not have read into it, and I'll talk about my favorite chapter, I think. But like, I've glanced through, and I like the fact that it's for couples, and I like the fact that the men are actively involved in it.
Yes.
Yeah. Because so many times when you talk about waiting, it's almost like it's the women that are waiting. Especially when it comes to children. I'm talking about childbirth now.
Yes.
You know, it's almost like it's just the women, and okay, these men are like, okay, me, I'm fine, and yeah, I want to get yourself pregnant kind of thing, you know. So I particularly like the fact that, you know, it's to couples. And talking about my favorite chapter, I think you're talking about one story about the movie.
Yes.
And I saw that the way the man was praying,
He changed, and for me, I was happy. It was my husband that downloaded the movie,
okay,
and he was the one that said, babe, let's watch this movie. And so when he was watching, I was like, this guy took this waiting personal, like
I think
the guy, like I've had like 3-4 people ask me that, please, where can I download the movie from and everything, because I was really like, there were days in the movie that the guy was praying, like he was interceding. He tell the wife, I'm not eating, that I need God to answer me. This was not what God told me before I got married. He said we're going to be fruitful. So you know most times it's the women that throw tantrum. She could not touch. So who do you want to throw it to? Someone that is praying.
Exactly.
You know, someone that is facing God and telling God, this was not what you told me. This was not what you told me when I was going to propose. You know, and it just changed a lot of things.
So for me, it got to me, and I'm like, I mean, I like this. The fact that the men, I mean, I'm not saying that there are some men that are not involved, but the society puts everything on
the women. And
yes, they are the ones, both spiritual and physical. Because it's the woman that will go to the hospital. Yes, that's the physical part I'm talking about. It's the women that will go to the hospital. Yes. It's the women that needs to be checked. It's the women that needs to be,
that goes to pastor.
You know. So I think for me, I liked it because it also puts a lot of responsibility on the men to say, guy, we are both waiting. I mean, I even like the fact that I don't even have to say, guy, we are not waiting. There's a sense of responsibility to know that, okay, we are in this together. It's not just me. Okay. So yeah, so it's supposed to help.
Yes, support and encourage, really, because I think I have a feeling if I read the devotional again, I might cry. So I've tried not to read it again. So I think one of the days or 2 of the days I wrote that was really how do I put it now, like really personal, or that really ministered in a different way for me, was when I was reading the story of Anna and what's the name of her husband? Elkanah, yes. And you know, the truth is, situations make you see things from different angles, really, you know. And you know how Elkanah was like, am I not worth more than that many sons to you? You know, he will give her extra things. When he will give the second wife for enough, he will give Anna extra, you know. And that was actually the Bible passage that now made me extend it to couples. Okay. Instead of just the women, you know. And then my dad also stated that, why don't you just make it a couple thing instead of just women. And so I was just like, that's true. Like, see the way Elkanah was. Yes, because I'm used to women. I'm used to women because the truth basically is, men are not. Very few men are wired to express their emotions.
Are wired, or very few just express
their emotions, you know. Like if I want to give a very personal example, like when we had our first miscarriage, I was crying. I was like, my husband, I was expecting, like, guy, how do you feel about this thing? Like, I saw that day. Let me know we're on the same page.
Yes,
let me understand.
That I'm not being extra, or
do you understand?
I'm not like feeling this thing.
You know, that kind of thing. And then that Bible passage just took me to that, you know, that scene, and I'm like, oh wow, that it's really important to also encourage guys, because I feel a lot of them, the society has put so much pressure on them. You need to man up, you need to do this, but there are some days that your wife wants to be sure that
you're feeling the same way.
You're feeling the same way. Like, I'm not being. We women are extra on a normal day, but let me be sure that.
But they might feel that, you know, one person has to be the stronger one.
Then there are days that I'm strong, be weak. You know?
Be weak.
There are days that I'm strong, be weak. That, you know, do you understand? But you know, that was just it for me. And then that Jobber movie too, I just remembered, like I was just writing and I just remembered, let me talk about this movie. I hope they will not come and find me for writing.
No, but you put it in like it's a movie. It's not your story.
So I had to now put that it was a movie and all of that. But
so since you put it out there, I mean, the truth about it is that good stuff would, I mean, you definitely get, and you definitely get negative and the positive, especially from people that know you, maybe people that know your personal story, you know, maybe your parents, your families, your friends. You know, so what has it been like, and how have you been able to handle the whole thing? Yes.
So I think a night before the launch or the release or anything, I had a very serious panic attack. Like,
why?
I was just, it was a mixed feeling of, am I being forward? Is it actually God that sent me? Am I doing it for popularity's sake? You know, a lot of, in fact, that day, my husband came back. He said I was running temperature. I said, no, I'm not running temperature. He said, your body is warm. I'm like, baby, I don't know, I'm just having this, my heart is just beating. It's just racing fast. Like, are you sure you're supposed to do it? And you know my husband, anything that will bring stress, see, it's just a baby, it's not, you can release it later, at least you've written it. But you know, I knew that it was God that asked me. Like, I knew that I don't think it's normal for someone that for people to share their pain for popularity's sake. I don't think it doesn't look normal. People share their pain after
they've gone through
it, and there is something to show for the pain, you know. And then sharing your pain in your pain is a different thing entirely. And I just knew that, well, what's gonna be is gonna be. Plus, I think the night before I did the launch, I just put like a short write-up, and like 2 people called me immediately, and I'm like, no, that's not. That was no way I put up. That was no way I didn't put that post up for pity party. I didn't put it. I'm telling you, I want to launch something. You should be telling me congratulations. Don't tell me pele. Do you understand? But you know, at the end of the day, I couldn't sleep actually. I couldn't sleep. I just slept about it and say, hey, I hope we'll not even now get more attacks again after I've done this again. A lot of things, you know. And I had to start thinking about how there were times God has asked me to do something. I got bashed for it. I got attacked both physically, spiritually, you know. And I just had to just take myself to the panel, and I spoke with them for like 1 hour or thereabout. I was just praying, and God just put some Bible passage in my. I beg, he just said today, I just told myself tomorrow I'm launching by 12. Anything I want.